Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Honey back with another Pure Facts podcast. Week three of the NFL has just finished. I'm currently recording this on 9:15 at night. On Tuesday, the Monday night games did finish yesterday. They were a bit of a doozy. They were kind of bad, but I mean, I feel like all Monday night games are kind of bad like this. But I am not here alone. I'm here with my man, my boy.
My name is Brandon. How y'all doing?
It's Brendan. Is a long-term still finish what I'm talking to y'all about. We gonna run it up some. We're gonna talk about the games, give our opinion. All our teams did win today. So his teams, the Steelers, did beat the Raiders, and my team, the Chiefs, did beat the Bears. So without further ado, let's get into the podcast. The first topic of discussion, of course, you guys know that I'm a Chiefs fan, so it's my podcast. So we talk about the Chiefs first. So, if you guys didn't know, there was a couple things that went on with the Chiefs game. So, for one thing, Taylor Swift was in there. So everybody was going crazy about the Taylor Swift thing. Like, oh, is Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift a thing now? Like, are they talking? Like, so I don't know what happened to us, but our offense has been struggling for a couple weeks now. But we got to start bringing Taylor Swift to the game every fucking time because we was throwing dots, bombs. They were catching everything. Like I think that this was a really solid game. We ended up beating the Bears 41-10. I think it was a solid game for our offense. It was Pat still got it. Pat was never the problem. It was our receivers not catching the ball, but they was able to catch the ball. Rasheed was our slot god that game. Pacheco was running all over them. I think it was a solid game. I think it was a above solid game. It was three of one of the three blowouts that we had. Gonna talk about all of them, but Brendan, give you a run by of the game. Did you watch the game or what?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the game. First of all, the Chiefs getting blown out. I mean, the Bears getting blown out by 31 is crazy.
Bro, bro, I think that at the beginning of the game, before we took out the backups, because when we had all our players in, we're talking about well, we were blowing them out by 41. So the score was 41-0, and then we ended up taking our backups. We ended up taking our starters out, and then was playing our backups because Pat did get a little like scary with that little ankle twist. Kind of like
Yeah,
it was a little scary, but they said he's good. He's all good. But yeah, the Bears just got clapped on, bro. It was insane.
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it was 31-0 by the halftime.
Yeah, it was
It was
third.
just,
It was
yeah,
just, it was not good, bro. It was like it was one of those games where it's like you feel good for as a Chiefs fan, but like, bro, as a Bears fan, it kind of feels bad because they've been doing bad so often now, and I don't want like I like Justin Fields. I think he's a really good athlete, so I'm scared that this might affect the way he plays moving forward. But I don't know. Talk to me about that. You feel like he cooked or no? You feel like he still got some potential left?
I still think he has potential. It's like because I can't criticize him off like going against like a team that we kind of know is already a playoff team.
But yeah.
Like, so it's just you know what I mean. Like, I'm not. It's a big difference when Chris Jones is on the field. Like, you could tell there's a
Bro,
big difference. Like, when he's getting the quarterback pressures and Fields can't really get nobody open and the sacks are just coming in. Can you close the garage door? Okay.
yeah, it's
Um.
just it's like devastating, especially when like you said, when Chris Jones played. I think Chris Jones got a sack and a half that game. He was
Yeah.
our run defense was doing pretty good. It was just an overall solid game. Um, I think we could have did a little bit better. Like I feel like they should have left. I mean, I feel like if Pat didn't get like that little scare tweaking his leg, I think maybe we probably would have left them in, and we probably could have scored like maybe not 70 like the Dolphins. I don't know, bro. It was 30. It was 34 at halftime. So
Yo, man. I'm glad they took him out. It was nothing less.
like we 100% could have went for 70, but that's just being greedy. But let's go on the opposite of a blowout. It was a really close game. A Monday night. That was yesterday. No. I'm sorry. That was
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
It was the Raiders versus the Steelers. The Steelers
Yes, sir.
actually ended up stealing a win, moving up to first place in their division. Because of the loss that the Ravens got. So they're not really first place, but they're tied for first place because The Ravens haven't lost a division game, and neither has the Steelers. So, Brandon, talk to me about your team. How, was that a good win, or tell me what you was
I
impressed with?
think it was a great team effort. I think on both sides of the ball, you could tell like Kenny and the offense were clicking like very like they were clicking very well. The only thing I have really had a problem with was Najee. Like it kind of looks like he's scared to get hit. Like doesn't really like see the hole that much, or maybe just wants to run through the middle and power his way through. Even though like they do have Max Crosby, and that D line is pretty decent. Without Chandler Jones right now. Um, but overall, I think it was a good, solid win on both sides of the ball because TJ got 2 sacks. Um, the defense had 3 picks. So they kind of came up when we needed them most. What I didn't like also was the roughing the passer call on Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that was bullshit, bro.
Yeah, I think that was a bullshit call, but it is what it is. It's football. Um, but yeah, I
Let
think it was a solid team win.
Yeah, a couple things before we move on about this. I think that y'all always had a fantastic defense, and I feel like y'all offense was a bit lackluster, but this
Yeah,
week was a very good improvement of your defense. I mean, of your offense. I think that Kenny was actually feeling more comfortable
yeah.
against a lackluster defense because we all know that besides Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, the 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 Raiders defense is not that good. Their corners aren't that good.
They had
They
Mark,
they
but I
give
did.
up they give no like they give up a lot of points. Like I think last year they were like top five in what is it called? The stat when you come back, like you give up the most points in the second half or something like that. Because
Yeah,
they would be doing really good with the Derek Carr, Devontae Adams kind of like team, but they just kept giving up points. But I thought that the Steelers defense is always good. Like it's always been good. Like I can't remember the last time y'all defense was bad. TJ Watt is a freaking animal, bro. He just like I honestly, bro, I think tit for tat. Even right now, I think if they ask me who do I want to, who the one different person I want to pick, I think it might be him. It's a toss up between him, Michael Parsons, and what's his name? Is it? I always get it Joey, right? 49ers is
Nick,
Joey. Nick.
Nick.
Nick, I'm sorry, yeah, I always get them confused. Nick Bosa. It'd be a real discussion, but those right now are the top three cream of the crop. And then I would probably then after that I'll probably go with like Chris Jones, Aaron Donald, like on that sense. But I think those three are on like kind of like a tier of their own. Like they're just so dominant. And for Kenny to, I think Kenny needs to go back to like George Pickens a lot more because Pickens wants the ball, and if Kenny could just calm down and just try to and get George Pickens one on one, bro, I'm throwing the ball to him almost like all the time, bro, because he's a great contested catcher. He has insane hands. Like this guy's hand is like Odell, like he catches anything that comes to his way.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think our problem is a bit Najee Harris. I feel like Najee doesn't like to go off script. Every great player knows how to improvise, and I feel like
Yeah,
Najee doesn't know how to do that. Like he just runs where his O line is at, which is I don't know if that's if he's scared of contact, like you said, or is it just he can't see the holes. But I mean, I remember one play where like the whole like the whole football team, both of y'all teams were all bunched up on the left side. There was a whole right side. He could at least got like 10, 15 yards, and he just like tried to push through. Like I don't know what's that about. He's supposed to cut in, bro. But not just gonna get better. I think this is still his third year, right? His third
yeah.
year.
This is
So like
yeah,
he got some time, but he needs to like help Kenny out because Kenny can't keep throwing the ball, especially with these defenses now when people are getting like damn near almost breaking the sack record every year, like it's up and down. So I think that was a good win for y'all. Y'all moved to 2-1. Like I said, y'all are looking good in your division.
it's a
So
fact.
let's talk about the craziest game we've ever seen. I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's the fucking Dolphins at the Broncos, bro. I know you guys were waiting for it. This game was actually fucking insane. If you guys didn't know, me and my boy Brandon were in the fantasy, and I got my ass destroyed this week. He beat me by like 100 points because of the fucking running back from the Dolphins, bro. Raheem Mostert had 45 points, bro. Like the Dolphins blew out the Denver Broncos by 50, man. 50. That hasn't been done in over 50 years. The last time it was done was 1966 by the Giants in a Redskins game. Now there was a game before that, but that was pre Super Bowl era, so they don't count that. They don't like count that as a stat. So the closest one we have was in 1966. Like this was an embarrassing loss for the Broncos. Like honestly, the Broncos are a laughing stock of the NFL. Like I thought the Bears were good and the Browns were like a laughing stock. Like even though the Browns are doing good, they're still considered like really bad. Like no one was like they're trash. But like now that the Broncos got blown out by 50, bro, I don't know. Brendan, talk to me. Like what do you think about that game, man?
Uh, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a game where both running backs ate like even the backup. I don't know if you guys have fantasy, but the backup running back had 51 points. He ran for I think eight rushes, 200 plus yards, which is insane for a backup running back. The backup running
Insane,
back. And
insane,
then
bro.
like you said, Monster, he just like on the receiving end and on the rushing end, he was just phenomenal. Tyreek, phenomenal. And having a
Tyreek's too
field day.
good. Tyreek's
I
too
think
good.
yeah, I think Tua was just having a field day, having fun out there. I honestly thought that it looked like a pickup game, like a
Like some type of fucking at the park. Yo, I got you, bro. Like get in here. Like yeah, it
they
was
went.
this shit like a Pop Warner, bro.
Yeah, like they picked all the craziest people on one team. It was like the I would say like the Pro Bowl team. It was like the Pro Bowl team versus like a fucking squad. That's this is
Bro, it was
like
bro, it was bad. Like I never now listen to me. Now this is gonna come up to our to the question in a minute. But I was just thinking like I don't I can't recall me seeing a game that was so dominant in my life. Like it wasn't even about like of course you gotta be dominant to score 70 points on your opponent in the NFL. You have to. But like I never seen at the level of ease these
yeah,
touchdowns were, bro. It was like effortlessly. Like I'm talking about like the holes were like
they were
dunes. Like they were like craters in the moon. Like you could fit anything through them motherfuckers, bro. Like it felt like the Broncos weren't even trying. Like their defense, I don't know what happened to their defense because their defense last year was good as fuck. Like they were so good. They didn't lose anybody, right?
no, they lost Bradley Chubb.
Oh, they did lose Bradley Chubb, and but that's their D line though.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, why am I saying that? Yeah, that's big. That's big. I forgot. He went to the yes, he went to the Dolphins. Kind of
how
funny,
ironic.
but but yeah, like I don't know what's going on with their the defense. Russ didn't even play that bad this game, to be honest. It was just they were just the defense couldn't do nothing. Like I I I don't want to say this correctly. I want to say it correctly because I think Russ still is a big problem. But like these past couple games, like I don't know, Russ been doing okay. Like he ain't been doing great, but he ain't been the reason why they're losing.
Right.
So I mean, we gotta start getting some blame here on that defense, bro. Because ever since Sean Payton came in, the defense has been struggling, bro. The defense not this bad last year with Nathaniel Hackett. So I don't know what's going on, but that was an embarrassing loss. And one more thing, Tariq Hill might be the most scariest offensive thing I've ever seen in football, bro. Like this motherfucker's insane. Like it was one play where he caught it, like I think middle field, and he just split it and was out, bro. I'm like, yo, this is like, I'm like, oh, he's gone. Like, I didn't even see the safety up top. I already knew he was gone. Like, I was like, oh yeah, that's touchdown. There's nothing like, there's nothing you really could do about him, bro. I feel like I think him, Jettas, and Adams, bro. I think no cap, bro. I love Jamar Chase, but I don't think Jamar Chase is in their stratosphere, bro. I think Jamar Chase might be like he's still wide receiver one, but he's like, he's nowhere near them, bro. They're just too good, bro. After watching them this weekend, and how easy they are to get yards, bro. They're just like it's easy yards for them. Now Jamar Chase had his first good week in a while because he's been doing really really bad. But like Tariq Hill is crazy, bro. Like he's insane.
And
Like
to put it in perspective, guys, like Jalen Waddle wasn't even playing.
forgot about that too. Was not even playing, bro.
Wasn't even playing.
They
So
scored,
imagine the score would have probably been 80-20.
bro. That's a fact, bro. Now that leads me to my next question. I know this is still week three. We just got finished with week three, so it's still a lot more football to watch. But so far, bro, are the Dolphins the best team in the NFL right now, bro?
Um, right now, from the perspective I've been seeing, I think they are the best team. It would have to be either them or the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Dolphins on the offensive side are just too damn good. I
Yeah.
think they're too damn good.
I would have to agree with you. I think that the 49ers have a better defense than the Dolphins, but the Dolphins has a better offense. And at the end of the day, defenses do beat offenses, but a lot of people don't realize that offense they have more stamina than you defenses usually, bro. So you gotta
Hmm.
remember these people that are like the wide receivers, the running backs who are running around constantly, bro. They have way more stamina than these big like defensive ends or the linebackers and the corners. Of course, they can they got stamina too. But like I
Right.
feel like if you have the defense on for too long, they start to air out. You know what I mean? Like I remember when in the game. I mean, we are in Jacksonville, but this is like last week's game where we were playing kind of bad. Right? Our offense wasn't clicking for the Chiefs and Jaguars game, and we had the defense on so much they were getting winded. They were starting to catch cramps because of the atmosphere in Jacksonville was hot as fuck. It was like 87 degrees and it felt like 94 or something like that. So like I feel like that's a bad thing. Like defense do win championships because at the end of the game, when you got the lead and you need that stop to secure the game, that's what usually wins you a championship. Usually, like it's not that oh you have the ball at the end and you score. It's not usually like that. It's usually like, all right, bro, we just got the lead back again. This is the last play. We need to stop. You know what I mean? It's usually that. So I can understand where they say defense wins championships, but you need to put points on the board. You know what I mean? Like, and there's no defense in the history of the NFL that can absolutely stop everybody all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, like that leads us to the next question, right? Um, the Cowboys at the freaking Cardinals. Let's talk about that. So, Brandon, start us off. What was your takeaway from that game? Like the
Uh,
Cardinals smacking
when
the Cowboys.
I first seen like, cause I was watching the game, so I seen kind of early where the Cardinals were, um, and they were just like on the attack mode, and I think Dak and the offense didn't really have an answer for that defense. Like the defense was playing phenomenal, and I'm not saying it's a shock, but it's like I feel like the Cowboys, they're more like like more of a defensive rounded team this year. Just because they got Gilmore, Micah Parsons, they had Trevon Diggs, but Diggs had suffered an ACL injury. I think that was the biggest difference in the game too.
Um,
Um,
let me cut you off for a second. I think let you talk again, but I think that was a morale kind of like the bunker kind of like flattened their morale because one of their best defensive players is not on the field. So I think
right,
it actually caught up to the mental of the defense, and that's why they were
right,
playing so bad. But go ahead, you can continue.
yeah. And also I think the Cardinals. I think at this point the Cardinals needed to make a statement. I think that was a statement win. Because of last week when they first the Giants and the Giants coming back and winning um by a large it was a large margin. It was probably like 20 it was 28-0 and the Giants came back and won 31-28. Um so I think going into week 3 the Cardinals had the mindset of like okay, we need to make a statement, show that we're here, you know?
Yeah,
Um I
I,
thought that was phenomenal.
I agree with you, but the memes from the Cowboys has been going insane. Like we already know that was coming because Cowboy
Yeah.
fans are probably some of the most delusional, like fuck fans, people in the existence
Mhm.
of the world. Like they're just I don't know what's going on with them. Like
Every year
they're
it's
so
like
brain dead, bro. Every year they're the best team in the NFL. Every year they're going to the bowl. Every year
yeah,
they're just the best of the best. Like I don't really understand. Like I understand you could be a passionate fan, but to be delusional, bro, is insane. And I did hear from a couple analysts that they were attacking Michael Parsons' side a lot. So in terms of their run play, they were running always from the left because you know how Michael Parsons plays from the right on his looking at him on offense, looking at Michael Parsons, he plays on the left, right? And then
Right.
when he's like on the field looking at him, he plays on the right. So they
Right.
started shifting all their plays to his side, so taking him out because there was one, two, even three people on his side protecting from pressures from him. So it was really really good. That was actually a really good strategy, I think, on the Cardinals standpoint. I think Mike McCarthy got out coached. I didn't even know that head coach name, but like I don't know, the Cardinals aren't looking so bad as we thought they were, bro. They week
Right.
one they hung in there with the Commanders even though they lost. Week two they almost blew out the freaking Giants, but they lost. And then now week three they come in and dismantle the Cowboys. Like they're not looking too bad, man. I think that they might actually do, like, they're not going nowhere, but I think every time they play somebody, it might not be as easy as we thought.
Right. I say the same thing. I say
So
the same thing.
so
I think it was a statement win. I think it was a statement win.
yeah.
They could have won against the Giants, and they got too comfortable. They
Mhm.
lost, and then going into this game, it was like they stayed focused throughout the whole game, focused on the game plan, focused on executing that game plan, and it showed.
Yeah. So staying on the line as the Giants, when we're talking about the Giants coming back and beating them, the Giants was not able to do that this week against the 49ers. It was this week's Thursday night game. The 49ers just stomped the Giants, bro. To be honest, like, it was one of those games that was close, but it wasn't really close. You know what I mean? It was just close in score, but like the game was dominated by the 49ers the whole time. Brock Purdy had a really really good night. I'm gonna be honest. I love football and I love people getting the recognition they deserve. But I think people are giving Brock Purdy a little bit too much leeway. Like they're starting to say he's like top five quarterback in the league and shit like that. And I'm like, bro, like can we calm down, bro? Like can we calm down? Like this 49 team is stacked. CMC, Debo, Brenda Ayuk, Kittle, a crazy D line, a crazy O line, fucking Fred Warner, Trent Williams. Like these, this is like these all bro. No cap. Like I'm being honest. If all of them keep playing on the level they are, well, maybe not Debo and Ayuk, but everybody else is Hall of Famers, bro. Kittle, Trent Williams, CMC. If they keep playing like this, CMC, Fred Warner, bro, like these this is a crazy ass team. So I'm not trying to say that, oh, Brock Purdy isn't doing anything, because Brock Purdy got a little arm to him, bro, and he can read defenses really really good. But I'm just saying, like, we need to stop with this. Like, oh, is he top five? No, he's not. He's not, bro. So we need to calm down. What do you think about that, Brandon? Like, is Brock Purdy top five?
Um, statistically, I would probably say he is top five statistically. But as a quarterback, um, here's my thing. Here's my whole take on it. Right, when you look at Brock Purdy, right, Brock Purdy just throws it on the money. He doesn't do nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is
Doesn't
special about
scramble good. Doesn't read
that.
the.
Right, nothing is really special about Brock Purdy. He's just a guy that does his job very well. And that's not to discredit him or anything like that. But when you're on a top three team, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna your stats are gonna show like that you're on a top three team. They got their fucking number one. They're probably number one in defense. If in my opinion, they're number one in defense. They're like probably the
Yeah,
best defense in all of
yeah.
NFL.
Especially now with the Trayvon Diggs injury, I would say so. I would say so.
Right. And
Before I had
then
the Cowboys, but I would say so too.
and then you look at the other side of the ball, which is the offense, and you got damn near the best running back in the league
I think he is
with
right now. He is. I
right.
like right now. I would definitely agree. He is the best right now.
And then you got two great receivers. Ayuk is a great receiver. I think Debo is a very great receiver too. We've seen what Debo can do.
Hmm.
And then you got the top three tight end as well in that mix with George Kittle as a run blocker and a guy that can is really hard to take down and he really catches ball. Like it's
Really
just
physical.
he just understands. Like I think Brock Purdy is just understanding his role on that team.
And
I don't think
and I want to cut you off a little bit,
good.
right? Because I do want to say that was perfectly said by you. Like, that was brilliant. He knows his role, bro. There's a lot of people who I'm trying to think out, like Ryan Tannehill, right? I think if Ryan Tannehill knew his role, kind of like how Brock Purdy did, I think the Titans would be a little bit better. because I actually watched the game where Tannehill did good and they have some okay receivers. Like they're not known, but they're okay. Whereas Brock Purdy knows his role. He doesn't try anything stupidly all the time. He does have some bad throws here and there, but then he calms it down on the sideline. They be like, "Yo, bro, calm down. Like take what's given. Don't try to be Superman." Like I feel like there's so many quarterbacks like that. Like one we're gonna talk about the next one coming up that plays like Superman that they try to do all these crazy plays and they actually end up fucking up their team. But for Brock Purdy knows his role. That was good said, Ben. Like that was perfect. Like he knows what he
Yeah.
has to do.
He's a system. I think to me, he's a system quarterback. He just fits in the. He's fitting in the right system that he's supposed to be at.
Listen, they're gonna be a scary team down the line. I can definitely see them going back to the NFC Championship. Um,
Yeah, right. I can see that too.
I can see it. I can see it.
I can see it.
So on the phrase of Superman, the third blowout of this week was
Yeah,
the Bills and the Commanders. The score was 31-3 or what is it? 33-3 or 30 31 to 3?
it was 38-3.
38?
38-3.
Wow, no way.
I'm at 37-3. My bad. Not
Okay,
38.
okay.
30,
You're 37. I mean, that's still insane. Like one more
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
So, I think Josh Allen is finally playing to his strength. I think that really wasn't a Josh Allen all game though. Like that was like a good team win. Josh Allen only threw for like one touchdown, and I think he threw for under 250 yards. So it wasn't a crazy like Superman arm from Josh Allen game. It was more about really good defense, really good running the football. James Cook is becoming an actual legitimate number one running back. Like he's actually crazy. This is his second week in a row. I think he's had almost 100. Like yeah, I think he had like 90 some yards this game. And then last year he ran for like 120 or 130. So I think he's doing really, really good. I think the Bills are slowly coming back to that contenders that we know they could be. But what do you think? You think the Bills are doing a little bit better, or you think they look scarier now with their run game, or
Um, I think okay. I think that the Bills are starting to kind of go on their pace at like where they should be. I think when they lost to the Jets, it was like it was an upset. Josh Allen was two in his head, throwing all those picks, trying to force balls. And then you look at the next two games, and it's just like, okay, now these guys are starting to kind of move in rhythm, especially utilizing the running back a lot more. James Cook looks great. I've said that he's gonna be looking great this season with Singletary out because Singletary wasn't really doing it for them. I
yeah,
didn't.
I don't
I
like
couldn't see.
Singletary either.
Yeah, I couldn't see him doing it for them. They needed a run game, especially like last year, where Josh Allen was kind of running the ball himself, and they needed the running back. So I think James Cook looks great. Um, he's a great addition to the offense. Like you said too, Josh Allen, he only threw for one touchdown. So I think it was a great team win, but I also got to look at it like this: they played a shit team, you know.
Hold up, hold up. I'm actually gonna stop you there. I don't think the Commanders are that bad. I mean, I think they're severely outclassed by like every good team in the NFL. Meaning like all the teams that are guaranteed a playoff spot. You know what I mean? I think that they can be a sleeper. They're kind of I think they're on the same level as the Lions. Am I like overstepping my boundaries? Like they have a really good defense, but the Lions have really good offense. It's flipped. Their offense from this Commanders is mid. I would say it's like above average. It's good with the addition of Eric Bieniemy. They've been winning some good games. I mean, they did beat two really bad teams. They beat Denver and then they beat the Cardinals. So I mean, they didn't beat teams that are good. So that's the other argument you could do to me. But I don't think they're that bad. I don't think the Commanders are that bad. I think the Commanders actually have a legitimate spot for maybe sneaking into like a wild card playoffs, but maybe they're like 9-8. I can see them going 9-8 and slipping in instead of like a second team from like the NFC South. You know what I mean? Because I think that I think besides this, I think in the NFC, I could see Eagles, Cowboys, right? Guaranteed. I could
Right.
see 49ers and Seahawks. I could see
Okay.
that. And then I can only see one team from the NFC South getting in, like maybe Tampa Bay. Um,
Hmm.
I don't have the Packers going. I don't have the Vikings going. The Viking. We're gonna talk about the Vikings in a minute, but I don't think they're going anywhere after they just lost to the Chargers. But I don't know. I don't think the Commanders are that bad, bro. Why do you think the Commanders are bad? Like, why did you say that?
I just think like when you put it in perspective, right? Like you just said, with the teams that are, um, how you say the teams that you guarantee a playoff spot,
Yeah.
they can't really do anything against those teams. Like if you look at the first two games of their season, right? They played the Cardinals and the Broncos, right? The Cardinals, kind of it was a close game. It was 20-16,
Mhm.
which wasn't that bad. And then they played a shit team, which is the Broncos, probably, But it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it,
I think at this point now, at this point of time, I think
yeah,
the Broncos are shit. Like, yeah, I think they are shit.
right.
Go ahead.
But then you look at it, right? I really got to look in this perspective. And then they only beat the Broncos by 2 points. It was 35-33.
Um. Yeah. But I did watch that game. That game wasn't as um the Broncos were blowing them out 21-0, and they actually came back.
Right, right, right,
So
right, right, right.
I mean, you're getting blown out by the Broncos in the first place, which is like the same thing with the Cardinals and the Giants thing. Even though you did come back to win, but I can see what you're talking about though. I can definitely see what you're talking about. Like
Like
collective,
I just see them being like contenders. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Not
like
maybe
yeah, I
a
could,
shit
yeah,
team.
yeah, you're right. I couldn't see them beating
They're not
a playoff team. Like
right. They're not beating contenders.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
Like, maybe if they match up with somebody from the NFC South, I could see them beating like Tampa, the Saints, something like that. But if they meet up with anybody else, they're getting crushed, 100%.
yeah, I see
Um,
that.
I don't know. I could see them beating the Seahawks too, bro. I'm not even trying to be a hater. Like I can see it, bro. The
I
Seahawks
can't.
defense isn't that good, bro. That their running back is pretty good. They got Scary Terry. If Sam Howell plays good, like I don't, I can see it. I can see it. But let's talk about. I think maybe the worst. Is it the worst team? I don't want to say it's the worst team, but they do have the worst quarterback in the league, and I don't even think it's close.
The Bears.
No, 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 no. The
Oh, the Jets.
Jets.
Oh,
Let this like I said, last video, last podcast, I did a big ass rant about Zach Wilson. It's not gonna be a Zach Wilson rant. We all know he's fucking Dookie water trash. He's just horrible. Like I think this is the bust of our generation. Meaning like back in the day when we would watch football, we were like small. We didn't really we didn't know the concept of the game. We just watched it for pure entertainment. But now we like as you get older, you get to know plays. Now you can break down coverages. You learn more about the sport. So now that I know about the sport, I feel like this guy is horrible. Like I feel like there's no redeeming quality for him. Like he can't break down a defense. He can't scramble that good. He can run some, but he can't throw the ball. He's horrible. Like I don't really see the plus of him. The Jets end up losing again to the Patriots, giving the Patriots their first win, and the Patriots they're pretty they're pretty mid. What do you think about this, Brandon? I feel like the Jets it's time to move on from Zach Wilson, bro.
I
Time to
thought
move
it was
on.
something last year. I mean, that's why they went and got Rogers, but Rogers got hurt. Honestly, if I'm I would have looked to signing someone else already. I would have signed probably. I would have probably went after Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz. Um,
So I'm gonna let you know that that was in speculation. This past week they interviewed Matt Ryan and they interviewed Carson Wentz. So those two were expected to come to the Jets. But what I've been hearing a lot is they're trying to go for Nick Foles. I've been hearing.
Even Nick Foles, like at this point, you gotta you gotta do something. You know what I mean? It's just like okay, you went and got Rodgers, right? And you got this. Now the team is starting to be complete, and now the team is working hard. They're working hard for Rodgers because it's like this guy comes from a damn near winning organization. You know what I mean? Like they always had a guaranteed spot in the playoffs. Maybe 1 or 2 years they weren't in the playoffs, but um,
Yeah,
like
basically they were always there. They were always competing for championships. You know what I mean? Yeah.
right. And then it's just you get Zach Wilson back in the lineup, and it's just not gonna work out. Like Garrett Wilson, he can't excel with this kind of shit quarterback. Um, it's just it's just an all around bad energy that Zach Wilson gives off. Like when he's on the field, the Jets are shit.
Yeah, yeah.
The Jets are just shit. The defense is too tired to be in the game.
Yeah, continuously. Not like I said earlier in the podcast that like offenses are built to last longer than defenses. Because
Right,
eventually these defense ends are going to slow down because these are like 300 pound, basically 270 plus motherfuckers like rushing the quarterback every single play. So the more times they're on the field, they're going to get tired faster. With these offenses, they're built to last for the whole game. You know what I mean? And they have so many
right,
different substitutions you can make on offense and so many schemes. Whereas on defense, you're more tailored to like just straight up plays with the same players. Like you really can't do substitutions because you lose such a big player. But
right.
yeah, I think that the Jets are trash, bro. The Jets are done already. They're cooked.
Yeah, I think the Jets, if if they don't get a quarterback, if they decide to ride the season out, this would be a waste of a season.
Yeah, it would be a waste of a season, and it'll be stupid because speculation is saying that Rodgers actually might be on a go to make a playoff run if they were to make it into the playoffs. So with
Right.
that in mind, let me ask you this question too. So with that in mind, would you even be more eager to seek a new quarterback, or would you just say this, fuck it, and let's just try to do this next year? What would you do if they you
Uh,
got that news that Rodgers would be able to play if y'all made it into the playoffs?
so listen, I can't count on Zach Wilson to get there. You just can't. At this point, he showed you everything that he needed to show you that this guy isn't that guy.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if they do get another quarterback and ride the season out, they have a better chance of going to get another quarterback right now than to stay with Zach Wilson and just ride this year out. They do.
I agree with that, bro. It's the funny thing about it is that what else do we have to see? Like we seen
Yeah,
this shit for
like
a whole last season. Like that's what makes me so frustrated is that I've been hearing all these commentators and all these news reporters saying that, oh, they should ride out Zach Wilson. No, they shouldn't.
yeah,
No, this
no,
is
they
the same thing that's been happening for almost this about to be the second year of this shit happening. Why would you do this? Why would you repeat this again? Because it doesn't make any sense to me, bro. I don't understand it.
like if you look at history, right, where the Jets were 7 and what? They were 7-3. I think it was last year or the year
Yeah.
before.
No, last year. Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Okay, they were 7-3, right? They took Flacco out. They took all these other guys out, and they started putting Zach Wilson in the game, and they lost every other game after that. That doesn't show you enough, right there. And then on top of that, it's like last year they got a fucking fourth string quarterback from like the audience, and he even did better than Zach Wilson in that game. And he only played for fucking 10 minutes. 10 minutes of the game, and he matched Zach Wilson's stats. It's just like you can't win with this guy. This guy's not for you. If you're gonna make a playoff run, you need to go for another quarterback. Let Rodgers sit out, rest. You know what I mean? And then you determine whether or not you want to, kind of bring him back into the mix, or do you want to ride out with the quarterback you just picked off from the free agency? If they're doing good, if they're doing good and winning games and the chemistry is there, I would say just wait for Rodgers to heal up completely because he's older in age. He doesn't have a lot of years left. I would just say take the whole season off at that point.
I would have to agree with you on that standpoint. I feel like bringing Rodgers in too early is not good at all, especially if y'all want to like maybe next year y'all can go for an all-in push, put all your
Right.
chips to the table and be like, listen, man, this is our chance. Rodgers is here, he's healthy, bro. I think the problem with the Jets too. The only problem with the Jets is their O line is not very good. Like if Aaron Rodgers is not a mobile quarterback whatsoever now. He used to be. He used to be really, really good on his feet, but he's getting too old up there, getting up in age. And I feel like nowadays in the NFL you need a mobile quarterback because these pass rushers are getting insane now, bro. Like they're like instantly like in your face. So like I feel like Zach Wilson is like that's one thing he's really good at is like getting it like scrambling, but I mean like yeah, he's just trash, bro. I think they got to shut it down. I think they need to either get another quarterback. I think what they should do is they should keep Zach Wilson, right? Bring in a quarterback that's more like skilled or like more seasoned, the seasoned vet. And then if that goes bad, then you're like, all right, fuck it, just throw Zach Wilson back in there and let him and see if he progresses through the season. But I feel like right now, bro, like this is crucial. So I think they need to
Hon-
get some wins in.
yeah, I think if I'm a GM and I'm looking, or if I'm a head coach and I'm looking at this, right, I'm going for a quarterback on the offseason, or not on the offseason. I'm going for a quarterback right now. And let's say I get, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, whoever. I'll ride out with that for the year. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Mm.
like you just said, the O line isn't that like great, and they're not willing to. And it looks like they're not even willing to block for
Yeah, and
Zach.
not they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just like,
They know what they're
okay,
doing.
at that point, right? You got to say to yourself, well, you know what I mean? I could ride this out.
It's the
I
Russell
go in the
situation.
off season. I go in the off season, right?
Mhm.
I wait until Rodgers comes back, and then I upgrade on the line so that Rodgers doesn't have to worry about all that pass rush anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, he got like injured on the first play of the fucking drive. Like,
Well, yeah, 4 snaps, and four
yeah,
snaps is
it,
get
it
injured.
was ridiculous. But yeah, the Jets are going nowhere, bro. The Chiefs do play the Jets this week. You already know how that's gonna go.
It's a blowout.
Blowout again. So
It's a
let's
blowout.
move on from the Jets. I know every time we get to the Jets is a rant, but we are from Jersey. Right now, our boy Brandon's located in Florida, but we are from Jersey. So even though I'm not a Jersey like Jets fan or a Giants fan, I don't want to see our state do bad continuously. Like they suck every year. Like what the fuck is when are we gonna like get some shine in Jersey? Like the only thing we could say about Jersey is we're connected to New York, so like the Yankees because they're always good, or the Devils are always contenders. But like we suck. The Giants suck. The Jets suck. Like it's been like 12 years since the fucking they did anything. Like so, it's like it's time for us to like come on now, bro. Like I'm about to suit up. Fuck it, I'm going in.
Yeah, at this point, they need to figure out what the fuck they want to do, because it's like they got a great head coach. Like they got a good head coach. It's not like he's bad.
Yeah,
It's just they have a really shit quarterback.
yeah, and that's
That
really it,
hurt.
bro. That's
That
really
really
it.
hurt.
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what else kind of hurts, bro? I know I've been seeing it go crazy over Twitter. We're Ravens fans about the overtime call with the coach. So the coach do end up stunning the Ravens, bro, and winning the game off a field goal in overtime. Now, like I said, everybody was going crazy about that no call pass interference call. I'm not gonna cap, bro. Like from
It
me
should have
being
been.
me being a Chiefs fan, going back and watching that play against the Eagles, like I don't think that should have been a call, bro. I think that it's a Super Bowl, and you do have to like not let it play out, but like there's certain that like I've seen way harder pass interference calls. You know, like I'm saying, like but this one was so blatant and obvious, bro. There's nothing you can say to me that would otherwise like change my mind, bro. He literally the ball was not even being thrown yet and bro was grabbing him and pushing him to the ground. I don't know how they just sat there and said, "Oh, that looks pretty clean." Like that was fucking insane, bro. Like that was like the LeBron shit when I mean it's funny because my boy Brandon's a Celtics fan, but when Tatum smacked the shot at LeBron at the end, they didn't call a foul, bro. That was like on some level of that shit, but it was like so blatantly obvious, but it didn't call it, bro. I know Ravens fans are really mad. Brandon, what do you think about that play call, bro?
I think it was perfect for my team. Nah, but in all seriousness, um, it's like I said before. Like it's the same thing that what happened with Mika Fitzpatrick. If you're gonna call, shit like that, where it's like it's not blatant, you know what I mean? But it's like a little nudge, and you call that, and you're not gonna call a blatant pass interference call. You need to review the NFL like referees at this point, because it's just like, you know what I mean? Like what the fuck is a foul and what's not at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know
It,
what you mean.
it's just like, like those are game crucial fouls. Game crucial fouls.
Bro,
and,
that
and
that literally sealed the game. Literally.
yeah, and it's either you're calling it, right? It's either it was a clean hit and you're fucking calling it because the other team wants it, or you're not fucking calling it at all. You're just saying, all right, let's let the game play out. You know what I mean? But that's a game, crucial game. That's an overtime call. That's an overtime.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You're
I
not doing it.
I think that in overtime, like I know this is kind of opposite because in overtime you want to let them to play out, bro. But I feel like something that crucial, like maybe if it was like second down, I could see them like, all right, bro, like we're not gonna call it. But it was fourth down, I think, right? That was the.
Fourth down play. Yep.
Yeah, it was a fourth down play, so it was turnover on downs. Like you can't let that go, bro. You can't, bro. Now, granted, the Colts aren't that good because they were without Anthony Richardson, and they still ended up holding the Ravens. But the Colts defense is not that bad, bro. Forrest
It's not.
Buckner, Forrest Buckner is really really good on a D line, bro. He's really really good. But yeah, that call was ridiculous, bro. That
Yeah.
shit was.
Honestly, I think the league has to review what PI really is because it's just like in game crucials calls like that. Like for me, I've always seen like people don't commit a pass interference call and they call it right, but when it's blatant, they don't call that shit. And for some reason, that shit for me pisses me off because it's just like you know what I mean. How
Um.
much lead does a team have?
So I know a little bit about football. And there's two different types of PA calls. There's one where you just grab somebody like a tug on a jersey is fine, but when you physically grab somebody and like either you VI you pin them to the ground or something like that, or stop them from going up for the ball. That's another one. Now there's a other PI is when you obstruct them from running their route. So in
Right,
in terms of like say if they're running like a zigzag and then into a slant across the field, and they try to go for their stutter step, and then you end up in their way and they end up hitting you. That's a PI because you're literally obstructing their vision. Now I think those should be the only PIs in my personal opinion. I feel like little tugs on the jersey are fine, and holes on the jersey I think are also kind of fine if I can still run my route. But like once it starts to you start to get me out of my route, saying like Vi let me run it, or you're grabbing me and I can't run physically, then I think that should be a PI because they gotta get this like under control because like these things are too important for them not to get under control.
yeah,
And
listen, look, I would have been okay if they said, okay, it's not a PI, but it's a holding. It's a holding call because he wrapped his whole hand around his waist.
he did,
That's a
yeah.
hold, that's a holding. I can
So
understand if is a 5 yard, like 5 to 6 yard. Okay, holding on the defense. You know what I mean? And they give him the 10 yard, whatever it is. They give him the 10 yards, right, to get the first down. I'm fine with that. But it's like at this point, what it like? You know what I mean? What
yeah,
is
yeah, or maybe in these crucial like these crucial game ending plays, like maybe they shouldn't give you the first down. Maybe they should let you redo the play over. You know what I mean? Like maybe they need to try a different way to get people more happier with crucial end of the game time calls because I mean, but then people will actually be would hold and they would abuse that shit. So I guess that's not really a good idea. But like
right?
there's something we need to realize that listen because there's a big stir in the community right now in football for the last couple of years where these big ass like penalty calls are swaying the likes of the game. Like
Right.
via last year against last year with the Chiefs and the Eagles via the year before that, I think it was the Bengals and um well, I think it was the Bengals and no, 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 no. It was Chris Jones with the Colts for the let them win the field goal. What was it? What's it called when you do like a you make fun of somebody or you taunt somebody? I forgot the taunt call.
Penalty calls. Don't even get me started on
Yeah,
that shit.
those shit are
Penalty
those shit are ridiculous. Like I don't understand that.
it's like you killing the game of football. The whole point of the game
It's
is talking shit.
Bro, nobody talked more shit than Legion of Boom, bro. They were in your face every time they did something, bro. The Steelers defense, the Ravens defense, like they all talk shit. Like that's a part of the game, bro. Like I don't understand why they're trying to get that concept out of the game. Like,
Yeah, I guess they're trying to limit the amount of fights, but it's just like, bro, that's football. That's
yes,
football.
football, the contact sport for a reason, bro, buddy. Get out the way.
Yeah,
But yeah, like Vi Chris Jones with the coach shit. Remember the Tom Brady call against the Falcons when the Falcons are going to take the beat the Bucks, and they called something on Tom Brady roughing the passer. The roughing the passer calls are fucking retarded too. Those shits are stupid. But it's just been a lot of plays lately that they gotta really fix the. Like I feel like the refereeing did get fixed this year. Like I haven't been hearing too many bullshit, but like this is the first like really bullshit call that we came across. But like it's upsetting for Ravens fans.
This is my second bullshit call.
But at least it didn't lose you the game. Like the
No, no,
Ravens actually lost the game because of that, bro. Like it's
yeah,
actually that the reason why they lost was because of that call. I mean that wasn't the sole reason because they were playing pretty bad to be honest.
but
But
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like like they were going on a winning drive and then they ended up fucking up.
it's a game changing call. Like
Yeah,
game
that
changing
swayed
call.
them to lose.
Yeah.
But let's talk about probably. I think I want to say besides like entertaining, I think this is probably the best game of this week. It was the Chargers at the Vikings, bro. This was a real good, a really really good game. It's a shootout. Like
Hmm.
this all two high power offenses but really bad defenses, which I don't understand because the Chargers have so many like
It's good.
first team defensive players like on their team and they just suck. Like they suck on defense, but I mean they did end up clutching the win. I believe it was 32 to 24. Let me just check one more time. It was 28 to 24 actually. Um so I think that the Chargers did a really really good job. Keenan Allen had himself a day, bro. He had like
Yeah.
150 plus yards. Mike Williams had a day too, bro. Justin Herbert is him. It's just that his defense has been selling him a lot lately, bro, and I don't know what's going on with the defense. Like maybe they got to get a new defensive coordinator because their defensive coordinator is trash. What do you think? Talk to me, Brandon. What do you think about that game?
Uh, I think it was honestly it was an offensive game, like all around.
Yeah,
When
100%.
you look at it, like both defenses are trash. Um, and then you got Herbert, great. He did had a phenomenal game. Um,
Phenomenal.
and Keenan Allen had a phenomenal game. Mike Williams, like you said, phenomenal game. Even though he got hurt and they're gonna be missing him for the next year, which is
Ridiculous.
I think it's crucial going into the next weeks yet to come. But I just think it was a great game, a great shootout between both sides of the ball. Um, I I um the defense did come up big in the last couple seconds of the game.
Yeah, yeah, with that
Into,
pick. Yeah.
with that, but it was just overall it was a really good game. The Vikings right now do not look great though. I will say that they don't look great. I think Jettas is kind of ready to move on from that team,
So
and I
actually, that comes to the next question. So you continue on that standpoint. Is it time for Jettis to go? Like, continue
yes,
what
I
you were
think
saying.
so. I think his time is gonna be limited there. I think so. I just don't. I think history is going to repeat itself. You know, when
With
you look
Stephon
at it,
Diggs,
what not even with Diggs, with Randy
Randy
too.
Moss. Yep.
Yeah, well, you got these great talented receivers, and you just can't do shit with them. Like,
Yeah.
not that they have empty stats. It's just like you get these guys, and these guys are fucking phenomenal, and their talent's being wasted because they can't get it on the defense, get it going on the defense. Every time they go to the playoffs, they always have to rely on the offense, and it's the system's not working for them right now. And I don't think going into the future for next year, I don't think the system's gonna work for Jettas anymore. I think he should be looking for free agency at that point. When the season is over, um, I like his odds in free agency because a lot of teams are going to be very very interested in that kind of pickup.
What?
Um,
I can
so
tell you
yeah,
right now, you need to come to us.
yeah, I just don't think his future is going to be with the Vikings. I just don't see it. They're not a winning organization right now.
So
I, yeah, they're just not. They're
yeah,
just not a winning.
I agree with everything you just said. I'm a slide this in that his contract is ending next year. So this next year is his last contract. So
Yeah,
we'll see what he's gonna do with that.
I
He
think
has
he's going to
4 years, 13 million, and he's on his this, next year will be his fourth year. So he's been playing for no wait. Is this his fourth year? Oh no, his
Yeah,
contract ends this year. Okay,
yeah.
so his contract does end this year. So we'll be seeing if he wants to move on, which I do highly do. I think it is time for him to go. I think Kirk Cousins is a very mid quarterback, meaning that he'll win you a lot of games. He's in the same realm as Zach Prescott, excuse me, where like I feel like they're good enough to win you regular season game, so you never can have that first pick in the draft and get a new quarterback. It's kind of like a quarterback limbo, I like to call it, where like no matter like the quarterback's really really solid and they always keep you in contention, but they can never take you there if that makes sense. Like you know what I mean?
Right,
Like I can never see them winning a Super Bowl with that quarterback. And
right,
Justin Jefferson is a generational talent, bro.
right,
He's on pace he's on pace. Now he's on pace. Like say he plays like this through his whole career, said and done, he might be the best wide receiver we've ever seen if he keeps playing in space, bro. He has two 16 plus 100 yard seasons with like with high touchdown ratios. Like he had eight the other time and 10 other time. So he's really, really good. But like he needs to get off that team. Like the defense is lackluster. They let him down. Like they bring in. First of all, I don't understand this at all. They let go of fucking Dalvin Cook and didn't get another fucking running back. They like what's his name? Madison is okay, but he's no Dalvin Cook. He can't pump the ball in the hole like no homo like Dalvin Cook can. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it don't make no sense. Like I just don't understand them. I don't get it why they did that, bro. I don't
I,
get it. It's time for Jettas to go, bro, for sure.
yeah. When you look at his first season, right, he got 1,400, right, and then you look at his second season, 1,600. Then you look at his the season after that one, which was last year, 1,800, right. He's getting better as the years go. The only problem with that is his it's not his stat. It's just the winning part
Yeah,
is
bro. And losing
become
can be frustrating, bro. Trust me, I know about that.
yeah. I think that he needs to go somewhere else. Like he needs to go somewhere where not to say that where he's appreciated, but where an organization can build around him
Yeah,
and
like he can go compete, bro.
he could go
Because
compete.
it's one thing to be out there having fun, doing what you love, getting paid to do what you love. But when
Right.
you're an athlete, bro, you want to compete. And with all due respect, the Vikings aren't competing. They're competing for a playoff spot, and that's it. They're not competing for championships. And he needs to go out and compete for championships, bro.
Yeah. At this point, it's just like it's time for him to go. Like
So, like, we all agree that he needs to get off that team. This comes to our second player who's like kind of stuck in limbo right now, and it's Devontae Adams. Like I said, like the Steelers just stole a win from the Raiders, beating them pretty handily. It was a good back and forth game, and then Steelers took the lead and kept it. But do you think it's time for Devontae Adams to go? Even though I feel like Devontae Adams really shouldn't have left the Packers. I think he should have waited and he should have left this year with Aaron Rodgers left. Maybe they should let him franchise tag him. Maybe give him a 1 year extension because now he's like he went to the Raiders with Derek Carr, and they actually ended up trading Derek Carr to the Saints, and now he's with Jimmy Garoppolo. And Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he threw three picks this what was it, two or three? Let me just make sure
it was, it was three.
it was
It was,
bro threw three picks, bro. Like granted, the Steelers defense is insane. Like we know about this, but like three picks, bro. Like Derek Carr could have did that.
yeah.
Like, am I bugging? Like, that trade was so dumb. Like, we all know, like I mean, but the Raiders are a dysfunctional organization. Especially me. I've been a Chiefs fan for like 12, 15 plus years. So like, we've we had a rival with the Raiders for a long time. But like, this is ridiculous. Like, Devontae Adams gotta go, bro. I still think Devontae Adams, in terms of being a pure wide receiver, he is still the best in the league right now, in my personal opinion. Like, there's nothing that beside maybe like speed, I give it to Tyreek Hill, and then maybe like
No, there's nothing else.
yeah. I'm about, yeah. Like there's really nothing else. He's just the
Nothing
best.
else.
Like he just does everything the best, bro. So it's like he needs to go, bro. He needs to come to like I would love to. You know what? You know what's funny, bro? I would like to see him maybe go to the Lions, bro.
Lions? Mm.
The way that Jared Goff is playing right now, and him and Amari St. Raw would do people dirty, bro.
I was gonna say they should get rid of Mike Williams and fucking go after Adams for the Chargers. Imagine him.
Mm, Now I think Mike Williams plays off Keenan Allen really, really good. I feel like Devontae would be good there too, but I feel like the Mike Williams, Keenan Allen shit is really good because you have one receiver who's like better for route running, really fast, can contest the ball. I'm not contest the ball and just run really, really good routes. And then Mike Williams is a good contested passer. So is Devontae Adams. He's really good at this. His deception skills are crazy. Like he does this shit all the time where like he knows the ball's coming, but he doesn't lift his hands up until the ball's like damn near like touching him. Like
Yeah.
that shit's unfucking like noticeable. Like you really can't tell if the ball's coming or not if you're not looking back at the DB. But like I think he needs to go to like back to maybe like I'm trying to give him a quarterback that's like good but
I know
not
where
the
he.
best because I don't want to. We already seen him with the Packers, bro. I don't want him to fall into that loop where people are thinking like, oh, bro, is he really that good or is it just his quarterbacks? So I want to see him go to like a mid quarterback. Like this was perfect. I think Derek Carr was perfect for him. Like Derek Carr was a mid quarterback. Like he was good, but he wasn't too good, but he wasn't too bad. I don't want to see him go to a crazy ass receiver because then they're gonna like have that narrative like, oh, is it the quarterback? When we all know it's not. Like he's just him. But like you know what I
Right.
mean? I don't want that narrative to be pushed on him because I think he's like honestly, I think in terms of our generation, bro, he's probably the next AB. Like you know what I mean? Like then like AB was our generation growing up from when we were like 10 to like 15, and now it's Devontae Adams time. You know what I mean? He's like this is gonna be our generational thing we remember when we're like in our mid 20s.
Or
So I just
maybe a team he could go to, and he probably would fit. Um, but it would have to, take. They probably have to get rid of something to get him. Would probably be like the Jaguars.
yeah that's not bad.
You could get rid of Christian Kirk and just build around
Nah,
Ridley and.
there's no way you keep Calvin Ridley and Devontae Adams. There's no fucking way. You had to get rid of Calvin Ridley.
Think so?
Yes, you would have to, bro. You would have to. Like I can't see them both being on the same team. They're too good. They're both like number ones. Like I mean we do have the T Higgins and Jamar Chase shit. They're both number ones, but Jamar Chase is a rookie. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. That's okay. But two vet number ones being on the same team with each other, I don't. I kind of don't like that. That's kind of like stacking. That's like when motherfuckers be like, "Oh, everybody that's good should go to the Bills." Like, no, bro. No, 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 no. Like, let's get him on a team that's bad that with him could contend. Like I feel like him on with Jared Goff, they're contenders. Him on
The
who else is
Broncos.
nah. Them motherfuckers ain't contending, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm
Um,
yo, you if the Broncos decide they want to get him, yo, listen, Russ is gonna turn into prime Russ,
I
going
don't know,
straight.
bro. Russ is looking bad, bro.
Russ gonna turn into prime Russ with him. No, because if you be realistic, nobody can really guard Adams.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, nobody can really guard him. So you just don't. If Russ is just gonna have a field day with him.
You know, remember the legendary video? He's not there yet. He's not
Yeah,
there yet. That's
yeah.
yo chills, bro. Give me chills, bro. That Adams is him. Adams is him. But we come to our final and last question of the day, bro. Um, we know Adams got to get out there, bro. But speaking of Calvin Ridley and his team, what's going on with the Jags, bro? They ended up getting their shit clapped by the
But
fucking Houston Texans, bro. Now it is a division rival, and I think I seen a crazy stat where the 12 of the last 14, no, it was 10 of the last 12 meetups. The Texans actually beat the Jags, so the Jags are right now they're 8-2 against the Texans against the Jags. So like, what's going on with the Jags? But I don't know what happened. Like they come in the Arrowhead. No, no, we go to them and we beat them. It was a close game. So I was expecting them to like, to beat the Texans, but they just came out and looked bad. Calvin really was dropping balls like crazy. I don't know what was going on with him. Maybe he's injured from the Chiefs game, but he wasn't looking too good. He was looking amazing in week 1 against the fucking who did they play week 1? They played the Colts. Against the Colts, they looked crazy good. And then now they come out against the Texans and get embarrassed. 37-17. They beat them by 20, bro. That's a blowout. Literally a blowout. So like
yeah,
what's your thoughts about that, Brandon? Like, what things going on with them? Are they losing their luster? Like, what's going on?
no, I don't think they're losing the luster. I just think like you kind of it's kind of the same effect that the Cowboys had on the the Cardinals.
Okay.
Like when you their kind of history,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I see where you're going
anytime
with
they
this.
play them, they just can't like they can't really figure them out. They can't beat them. So it's just like, I think honestly, like they probably just, you know, were feeling good and thought that this team is probably, they
Shit
ain't gonna
got
work.
overconfident and then
Yeah, they got
ended up selling.
overconfident and then ended up, like that's because that's usually what happens. Teams go in there and they think they're gonna fucking run through these teams, and it's just like, yo, you gotta understand, you're still playing an NFL team, dog. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not,
exactly, bro. You're not playing like a fucking Pop Warner Pee Wee team, bro. Like,
yeah, you're not playing a Pop Warner Pee Wee team. Like, I just think, like, yeah, I just think that they fucking were in over their heads. Um, and probably Lawrence was probably like, I would say like, cause he did okay, 27 for 40, with 279 yards, but he threw a touchdown and a pick.
yeah, but
Um,
I know maybe he was like peeking in and out of the game. Calvin really was dropping a lot of balls. I think he dropped like three yesterday, that day.
yeah,
So it was just like not a good day for him. He was not running his correct routes and shit like that. Like it wasn't a good day for him. I mean that's bound to happen in a newer player in a new offense. You know what I mean? Like it's his first
right,
year back of football. He took a whole year off because of the gambling situation, which is
right.
kind of dumb. But I mean. Like nigga, Deshaun Watson is raping people, and he gets less time than Calvin. That shit doesn't make any sense, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, it just sometimes it happens. It's a fluke. I do think that you're right though. I think that it was just one of those games where like they just catch you off guard. And
yeah,
some people always run into the rivals that they really just can't beat. Like for instance, like the Bengals, always lose to the Browns. Like they always lose to the Browns. So
right.
and we know that the Bengals are a way better team than the Browns. So it's just one of those situations though. I do agree with you on that part. I think the
Yeah,
Jags should be good.
yeah. It's just a sleeper, and plus, right? Is it a division game?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Like these guys are kind of got you figured out already. Like they kind of figure out your play style. They probably did a lot of studying in that week, that whole week, trying to stop and limit Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne. They're trying to they probably took their assignment very very serious because it's a division game. Versus the Jags kind of laying back, um, and not taking the assignment too serious when they should have, because now they dropped down to 1-2.
yeah, and they dropped down one in the division because they did lose a division game.
Right.
So real fast, there was two other games we didn't talk about. It was two pretty boring games, I want to say. Like I didn't even watch them because they were so boring. It was the Saints and the Packers. The Packers ended up coming back from 17-0. Granted, Derek Carr was out, but I mean, this is the Saints defense. They're usually known for stopping people, so they should have ended up winning. There, if you have any quick words to say about that, Brandon, like that game was pretty ass, pretty boring to my personal opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest game. Like they were getting blown out 17-0, and then automatically just came back and won. I didn't really see the game like that.
Yeah,
Because like you said, it's not really it wasn't really important. Um, you know, Derek Carr got injured and it kind of just sucked. At that point, the momentum just shifted to Green Bay because they were playing at home. So yeah,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah, it wasn't too interesting. Another not interesting game was the Monday night game at 8 o'clock. Rams versus Bengals. The Bengals ended up squeezing out a win to save their season from them going 0-3. I think there's like some type of like thing floating around that statistically no team has ever made it to the playoffs starting 0-3. So they needed this win. So that's why they did play Joe Burrow. I thought playing Joe Burrow was a mistake. They did win, so I guess they did accomplish what they wanted to do. But like, what happens if you would got hurt? Your season's over. Like, I don't know why they keep playing with Joe Burrow. They just supposed. This is why the Bengals are not a good organizations like organizations because no organization with their star quarterback is putting them out there, bro. You need to understand that even if you tank a season, you just all right, bro. Like, I want him to be healthy because this is our future. Like we need to keep him healthy, bro. I think that no matter who's out there, Joe Burrow's gonna find a way to win. So I know they're trying to do this now because T Higgins' contract is I think ends this year or next year, I believe. One of these years he's trying to get out of there. So because they're not gonna have cap space and the money wise, but like the game was boring. It was a field goal fest. I think it was 9-3 when I stopped watching, I'm like, yeah, this is boring. This is boring as fuck. So I cut it off. Joe Burrow did end up connecting with Jamar Chase this game, 141 yards, and they ended up squeezing out a win. But yeah, the game wasn't too exciting to be honest. It was just like a snooze fest. They were going up and down the field just to kick field goals. Like I hate games like that. They're so boring. Like, what about you, Brendan? What do you think about the game?
It was just I think the first to the third quarter was back and forth with either empty drives or field goals. It was 3-3, then it was 6-3, and then 6-6, and then 6-9, and then that's when the Bengals got on the board with and they made the game 13-9. Um, and then, as the game kept progressing, Matthew Stafford couldn't get nothing going because of the D line. The Bengals D line, they kind of play their hearts out in that fourth quarter. Um, because yeah, Matthew Stafford couldn't do shit. He just really couldn't do nothing.
They ended up throwing
And
two picks.
yeah, ended up throwing two picks. Um, and then later on in the game in the fourth, Matthew Stafford, with 1 minute left, he throws a touchdown. But at that point, the game was already over. Like the most they could do was get the onside kick, and the onside kick didn't. It was just
Yeah,
wasn't
it
there.
didn't go, and then they ended up losing the game.
They ended up losing the game. So the game was shit all around. Like both teams did bad um, throughout the entire game, but the Bengals did show up in the fourth quarter to steal that win. I honestly, I don't think I haven't seen enough from the Bengals this season so far. Going into last year, they were phenomenal.
hmm
Uh,
Actually, they did start off 0-2. Remember last year? So
right, you're right, you're right. But then this is my thing. I just don't see them beating the Browns next week. I don't see that happening.
no, they don't play the Browns. They play the Titans.
They play the Titans next week.
Yeah, they lost to the Browns. Remember they lost week the first game of the season, so they don't play them until I believe week 6.
Oh
No,
no, it's Baltimore plays.
yeah
Yeah, they play the Titans.
they don't play the
I,
Browns till like week fucking 10 or something.
I can see them winning against the Titans. I just don't think like I don't think that
They're
the
contenders right now, bro, as it
yeah,
stands.
because it looks like from what it looks like the chemistry is off. There's
Yeah,
somewhere in that huddle that they have the chemistry is just off. Um, it got going between Jamar Chase and Burrow late in the game, but it was just off. Like you could tell like the chemistry is just not there right now.
yeah,
They're trying to build the chemistry and work their way through these wins the next couple weeks, but the chemistry you could tell the chemistry is off.
yeah. So that concludes week 3 of the NFL. I hope you guys teams won, and if you didn't win, I'm sorry. At the end of the podcast, we go through a quick rundown of the teams we think they're gonna win in week 4. So Brandon, I know it's your first time on the podcast. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna name the teams. We're gonna tell them if you think they're gonna win or not. Usually I give like a little summary on why I think they're gonna win, but since it's the two of us, we don't want to stay here too long. So I'm gonna name the teams. You think who's gonna win, and then you give a just a rough number like 24-7 or something like that.
Got it. Go ahead.
So first game, Thursday night game is the Lions versus Packers. I'm taking the Lions on this one. I think the Lions are gonna beat them pretty. Nah, I think it's gonna be a competitive game because Jordan Love is not that bad. I'm predicting maybe like I want to say 31-27 in the favor of the Lions. I think the Lions are gonna take this.
Mm.
What
I
about you?
got it. I got it. Maybe 30. I either got it 30 or 27 to like 21
Okay, in favor of who?
in favor of the Lions.
Yeah, so we're both going with the Lions here. I think the Lions are gonna beat the Packers. Okay, second game is the Falcons and Jaguars. This is a hard one. because if the Jaguars keep playing like the way they're playing, and I'm taking the Falcons because the Falcons are playing actually really good football right now.
Yeah.
And they got B.J. Robinson as the animal. I'm predicting this to be a medium scoring game. I want to say 21-17. I think I'm going to take the Jags here to bounce back here. I think I'm going to take the Jags to bounce back. I think I'm a little bit, not really an upset because these teams are like evenly matched kind of. So I think I'm taking the Jags. What about you?
I'm taking the Jags. I got it like 27-24.
Oh, you got it. Okay. I can respect that. I respect that. So this game's boring, but we got the Rams and the Colts. I really don't know. I think maybe seeing the Colts how they coach play, I might take the Colts here. To stun the Rams. Upset alert. People are probably picking the Rams to win this. I can see the Colts winning like 14-7, something like that, like a low scoring game. Same how they beat the Ravens, like straight defense. What about you? What you got?
I got maybe like 24-20 in favor of the Rams.
Okay. So I got the Colts beating the Rams, and he got the Rams. I have the Colts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He has the Rams beating the Colts. So okay, so this is a good game. This is the Ravens versus the Browns. Um, I'm
Jeez.
actually gonna do upset alert. I think I have the Browns actually beating the Ravens, man. I think I have this, and the reason why I think I have this is because Lamar is having such trouble with these good defenses, man. Like
Yeah.
he's struggled against the Texans defense this year is actually not that bad. He struggled with them for a while because he has these new receivers. He struggled against the Bengals defense, and then he actually ended up losing to the Colts. And so I think that the Browns defense this year is legit. So I think the Browns come in there and predicting that Deshaun has a good game. I think I have a really low scoring game. I think I probably have like maybe like 14-10 in favor of the Browns, bro. I think I have the Browns beating this. What about you?
I got the Browns winning. Um, and I see the game. It could be 27, 27-20 or 27-21. I just don't see. Yeah, like you said, I don't see Lamar is going to have to do above and beyond to beat the Browns because with the way Miles Garrett played last game with those 3.5 sacks and the way that D line is playing with pressure, the corners are playing phenomenal. I just don't see Lamar doing.
Yeah, I don't see that. I feel like Lamar can do it 100%, but I think they're gonna have no Odell again. Odell's out. They lost their main running back. Like I just see the Ravens like they're still contenders, but like I just can't see them beating teams with crazy defense because they don't have a lot of options right now. So we both got the Browns winning. The next team we got is the Vikings and Panthers. I think this is the Vikings get their first W of the season. I think the
Yeah, me too.
Vikings put up like I want to say like maybe like 30 on them, bro. This is gonna be a high scoring game. I think 34, maybe the 12 or the 14 in favor of the Vikings. I got the Vikings winning. What about you?
I got probably like let me see. I got it like 30. I got a 31-21
In favor of the Vikings.
in favor of the Vikings.
Okay, I can see that. The Panthers aren't that really good at scoring. I don't know if Bryce Young is coming back, so we got to see about that because he Andy Dalton's playing if he doesn't come back. But here or there. Okay, Bengals at Titans. I think I have the Bengals beating them even without Joe Burrow, bro. I think that the Bengals are gonna come in and take handle of the Titans. The Titans don't look good this year, bro. They had the one really good snatch win from the Chargers, but they just got shut down by the Browns. So I think the Bengals are going to come in and score some points. I'm predicting maybe 20, 27 to maybe like 14 or 17, something like that. I think the Bengals come in and handle business. What about you?
I think, mm, and they're versus the Titans, right? I
Yeah,
got it like 24, probably 24-17 or like 24-14.
favor of the Bengals.
Yeah, in favor of the Bengals.
All right, so we got the Bengals winning that. We got this probably might be the rival, like this is probably the best rivalry in football I think of this era, bro. The Buccaneers and the Saints. It's like it's always like a you know how I really say I don't like defensive games, bro. But I love when like this game happen because this game has so much tension, bro. There's a fight every time they play each other, bro. There's like some crazy shit happening on the field, like the Mike Evans shit last year when he got suspended for 2 games, and then I
Yeah.
think the year previous like that, it was another fight with one of the DBs, bro. Like it's always an exciting game to watch. It like really like gets you pumped for football. It's not like the most like go crazy score because it's usually always really low. Like I think the last game it was like 21-10. Then the game before that was 9-3, and the other game was like 6-3. So I'm predicting another low scoring game here. I think the Saints are gonna come out with the W here. I think the defense is gonna show up and really lock down these receivers and Baker Mayfield. So I'm predicting like really low, maybe like 10-3 in favor of the Saints, or maybe even like the highest I go is maybe 14-7 or 14-10. A really low scoring game in favor of the Saints. Brandon, what about you? What you got?
Uh, I got it 20-17.
You got a
In
high
favor,
scoring game.
I got it 2017. In favor of the Bucks. The reason
Ooh.
a little bit higher is because Kamara's coming back that game.
Oh, Kamara comes back. Oh, damn. Never mind then. I might nah because the Bucks defense run defense is pretty good this year. So I still keep it the same. And this might be the most exciting game of the thing of the week. Dolphins at Bills.
Oh, that
This going
I
this
got the
going
Dolphins.
this going to be a shootout. I actually have the Bills.
Oh, okay.
So I have the Bills actually coming in. I think they play at. Okay, no. It's at Buffalo. I think next week in Buffalo it's going to be like in the almost like 50 degrees or 40 degrees. And, the Dolphins don't really play that good in cold weather because you can't really like stow the ball as much. Now they do have a run game this year, so that might be a little bit troublesome. But I think I have the Bills like this. I'll playing them, really getting to them. This is I think the Dolphins' first L of the season. I think the score is going to be really high. I think maybe like I could see like 42-38 or something like that, like a close nail biter, high scoring game in favor of the Bills. I know you said you had the Dolphins. What's
I,
your score prediction?
I probably got it like I would say 35-31, or I could see it going 38-35.
I think 38-35 is the last year the game they had was
Yeah.
last year's game, so I could definitely see that come into play. So I have the Bills. He has the Dolphins. On to the next one. Um, um, the game of clowns, the worst game we're ever gonna see this season. The Broncos versus the Bears.
Yeah.
The memes were going crazy. People were saying that the score was gonna be 5-2. Two safeties on each side and a field goal to win the game. We did see the Colts and the Broncos game, and that shit was all field goals. So I mean, I'm expecting this shit too, bro. I'm expecting maybe like either this. Listen, it's only two outcomes. It's either a high scoring ass game because the defense is trash, or it's a low scoring ass game. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you two predictions real fast. I'm gonna give you either like 10-6 or like 35-38 or something like that. Like those are the only two scores I can think of, but either really high or really low. And I think I'm gonna give it to the Broncos here. I'm gonna give it to the Broncos here because I think the Broncos have a better quarterback. Strictly off that. So what are you thinking, Brandon? Who do you think gonna win this game?
Uh, I got it the Broncos. I got it maybe like 17-14, and if not 17-14, I got it like 21-24.
Okay, so you got a close game in favor of the Broncos.
Yeah, I got it a close game because they're both ass.
Yeah, they're both this shit. Let's move on. The Commanders and the Eagles. I this is a game that's kind of like I want to go upset alert on this one, but I'm not gonna do that. Um, I'm gonna just say the Eagles beat the Commanders in a close game. I want to say 28-21. Um, yeah, I think the Eagles are gonna come in and handle business now with Devontae Swift. They're able to run a ball, bro, and he's a monster. With him and Kelsey, bro, they're good as fuck. So I think I'm gonna give it to the Eagles here.
Yeah, me too. I got it 31-20.
Okay, I can see that. 31-20. So now we come to y'all game. Y'all face the Texans. The Texans are looking good, but I do think y'all come in here and y'all handle business. I think y'all beat them in actually like a nail biter. I think it's like 27-24 in favor of y'all. I think this is gonna be a really good game. I think the Texans are really growing into each other, but I don't think they're ready for y'all defense. I think y'all gonna be able to stop them a lot. But they're gonna have to get some offense on. But I do have y'all winning 27-24.
I got a 27-21.
Okay, but that in favor of y'all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We could. There's five more left. Raiders and Chargers. I got the Chargers winning this. Even though the Chargers have lost, I think the last five encounters with the Raiders, I think like the Raiders beat them like all the time. Like they got swept by both of us last year, or maybe they split one. I think they lost both though. The Chargers. So I think I'm gonna go Chargers here though. I think Chargers start rolling. They start connecting. Even with the absence of Mike Williams, I think they still throw the ball a lot. I'm predicting a high scoring game, maybe like 30 to 24, something around that. In favor of the Chargers.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see both sides of the ball. See, because for me, like, it's gonna be the same thing that it was last game, with the Vikings. Like, it's gonna be an offensive battle. The
Hmm.
defense is kind of like lackluster, on both sides. Um, and if Josh Jacobs gets going, then I think
The
the
Raiders could
Raiders
win it. I think, yeah, if he gets going.
pull out on that one, especially if Adams is doing what Adams does. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
I
hard to
think
it's hard to stop Adams.
yeah, I think they pull out, probably 28-24. But then I could also see the Chargers winning 28-20, yeah, 28-24.
Yeah, I think this game is like this one, and the probably the Falcons and the Jaguars. I think this is probably the most evenly matched game this week. Like I could see both teams coming in there and really battling for that win. So I definitely could agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
We have Cardinals at 49ers. I don't think this is no Dallas hiccup. I think the 49ers come in here and smack them. Like I think this is gonna be like probably like a blowout, probably like 37 to 7. The 49ers don't really underestimate teams a lot like the Cowboys do. They usually handle business. They play to their ability. They don't underestimate. So I'm thinking the Cardinals get smacked here, 37 to 7 or something like that, or even like 34 to 7.
I got either 34-14 or 31-14 in favor of the 49ers.
Okay, and Brandon Ayuk comes back this game. I hope, hopefully, he's supposed to.
Yeah.
We got the Pats at the Cowboys. This is gonna be a really, really good defensive game. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think under 20s. I could see it being 21-17 or 21-14. I think I'm gonna go with the Cowboys in this
Yeah.
instance. I'm gonna go with Cowboys being the Pats in a defensive game. So like I said, 21-17 or 21-14.
Right. Yeah, I can see the same thing.
Okay. The next is my team versus the Jets. I think it's gonna be an absolute blowout. It's
I see.
probably gonna look bad at the beginning, like filling each other out. But I think when we start to settle down, we're gonna start getting them. I'd say maybe like 28-6 or 28-10, something like that. Something like really handily. Like our defense is gonna really put the clamps on Zach Wilson. I would say like 28, either 35-10 or 28-10. I could see.
I can see 31-14.
Yeah, yeah, in favor of the Chiefs.
Yeah, in favor of the Chiefs.
All right, and then the
Yeah.
last game on Monday night is the Seahawks at Giants. Um, Gino's been
Seahawks
playing
win.
some good football, so I am gonna go with the Seahawks too. I think it's gonna be actually a close game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout whatsoever. I think I could see like maybe like 31-27, like something around that, like something around that. I think I can see, or if it's not that, I could see like 21-28 in favor of the Seahawks.
21-28. I could see. Yeah, I could see probably like 24-31 in favor of the Seahawks, or 28-24 in favor of the Seahawks.
Yeah, I can see that too. So that's gonna be our week 4 predictions of the NFL. Let's see when we come back and we tally it up and we see how we won. I appreciate you guys for coming out and watching the podcast, man. I want you guys to keep frying. I want you guys to enjoy football, enjoy time with your family. And without further ado, I appreciate it and peace out.
Peace.